The elections were just around the corner, the 1992 elections. Then immediately now Kibaki comes out of KANU and he forms a Democratic Party. Now Moi becomes clever because he has already split the Big Ford. Then he said, now for this Kikuyu to be split even further, you need to form up another party, a Kikuyu party from the Nyeri, because Matiba is Muranga. We put somebody from Nyeri though, so Nani was given money. Signed a pact with this was announced and when Ford made a meeting at Voi, one of the members of Ford claimed that there is a pact that has been made between Kibaki and KANU. So DP was formed. Then people like Kina John Keane and all that went to DP, went with Nani, with Kibaki. So Kibaki became another formidable party. And now Moi was a bit comfortable. And then it was, majority wins. So now there was a lot of a fight now because there is KANU, there is Ford, Asili, Ford Kenya, and DP. So these three parties, they split the votes, the majority votes, and KANU remains with the third of the vote, 30%. KANU wins. So KANU was not trounced. KANU came back. Then in 1997, they decide they still don't agree again. They go again like separate parties. They lose again to Moi. Then that's when in 2002 now they had to now come together because even Nani in 1997, I think 97, and Raila comes out of Fort Kenya after they won and they went to Parliament. Raila won in Langata seat and his father won in Bondo. So they were father and son in Parliament. But 1994, Nani dies. Senior Jaramogi Oginga dies. Oginga dies, and then now the party for Kenya is quite powerful. So the Raila wants to take it over. But the other people like Kijana Wamalwa tell him, no, you can't take over. Kina Paul Mwita, they were there, they were very strong. So they decided, okay, let's do an election, internal election. So Fort Kenya goes to an internal election in Thika, and Nani is trounced. Wamalwa wins, and Nani is not happy with it. What is his name? Raila. So Raila moves and he resigns from that, and he starts his own party, National Party, and he wins again. By the way, that guy was powerful. He wins again in Langata. So he starts his party. Then he joins with KANU. He becomes KANU Secretary General. When he becomes KANU Secretary General, then they thought that Moi will give them the nini. But the clamor for multipartyism is so hard. So when they think that they are continuing, the clamor for multipartyism is very serious. So there is a KANU delegates conference in Kasarani, and Moi then agrees to delete Section 2A, which had made Kenya one-party state. And a lot of people disagree. Then later he says that Nani will run because now his 2 terms had gone because the people had said the 2 terms. So he said that Uhuru will run. So people like Saitoti, people like Raila, who were expected to be given the seats, moved out. People like Kalonzo, they moved out. They started the LDP or something. And then they had to come and join now with Kijana Kibaki, who had also joined up with the others because they knew they might not win. It was NARC with Kina Charity Ngilu and all that. Then they came and they formed a formidable party, NARC. So that's how now KANU got out of the seat. But it, like I told you, the split was very critical. So if this current idea of united opposition doesn't work, then Ruto will come back. Ruto will win because although they are saying they might cause what you call what you call a split, not a split, but they say that if the constitution now says 50+1, it's not the majority. So if the winning person or party doesn't get 50+1 votes, and I think 20% of the 24 counties, then there will be a rerun. So people are saying that even if they split, there is going to be a rerun. But it depends on how they will split. But if they unite, like I told you, if Nani had united, if Ford had not split, and Kibaki did not start a EDP, they would have won in 92, but they didn't because they split. So politicians always like to split, and I don't know, I hope they don't, but I can just see them not agreeing. But if they agree, the better. But then again, now you see there's the Gen Z issue. So let's wait and see. But I will talk more about it. But now we will, I just wanted to bring you up to today. But you see today what happens now, the Gen Z comes. The Gen Z is the Ford of the 92 because that was a strong party. So if everybody had gone with Gen Z, then it would win. But you see now Gen Z was dismantled by the politics. You know, the intelligence is very good. That Gen Z movement has been split. I mean, it's not intact the same way Ford was not intact in 92. So I can't say the Gen Z is intact now because it's not intact. I can see a lot of split. And that split is what the government is good at, because they will give this person money, this person money, this person. So many people will run and the vote will be split. But the consolidated what do you call it, votes of the ruling party will remain the same. Even if they go for the rerun, they would have disagreed during the elections. So I don't see them uniting again because of the rerun. They better agree before the rerun, because if they wait for a rerun to come and come together, I don't see them getting very far. But let's wait and see. But it's a cautionary note that the intelligence works on movements that are strong. So the Gen Z movement has been infiltrated, and that's why there is a split in everybody. You can see all these people in the opposition, everybody wants to align themselves with the Gen Z. But the Gen Z is, like they say, they are leaderless, partyless, and tribeless. So you don't know now, because I don't know. I can see the 1992 scenario where the movement. I'm talking about the Gen Z movement, the way the Ford movement. You know, Ford was a movement. It was a national movement. They were so together, but somebody just came and infiltrated them, and they split. And like Nani said, the government was very keen in it because they gave the money. They are the ones who, came up with the scheme. So you don't know what scheme the current government is coming up with, and they must be very strong. They must be doing something very serious. And you see, it's still too early. We still have got 1 year to go. But if Nani wins the case, that's a good thing about it. If Nani wins the case, then we have got less than a year to go. If Willis wins the case, Willis is a lawyer who has taken the Constitution to court. He wants the Constitution to be interpreted by the Supreme Court and decide whether our election should be this year. I mean next year, 2026, because he says that it's the first, the second week, or the second week of August, second week of August, on the 5th year. He calculates and he tells you the 5th year is 2026. And the second week comes that time. But the government wants it to go to the 5th year, because they are trying to say that they should run for 5 years. But anyway, let's wait for the interpretation from the Supreme Court. I don't know why there is so much delay, because by now we should by known. Maybe they just want to take everybody by surprise. But the judiciary, the Supreme Court, should by now be able to tell us, because the matter has been given to them. So let them interpret. We want an interpretation of the Constitution. What does it say? Second week of August, in the 5th year of the government. So we don't know, but we are waiting. Thank you very much. We'll continue later.